Cool. Right then, welcome to round 6 of the FPSL Season 7 Division 2 Championship. We've seen a bit of a grid shake-up since last round. We've seen Vapor Alexi, as he is now known, Carson 19. Who else has moved up? I can't remember. They've all moved up to Div 1 because they're a bit too rapid. And so we're back with good old Div 2 and some hopefully nice, close racing at the front. So, I'm joined by your actual usual lead, Trench.
Hello.
Set laps and I'm absolutely not paying attention.
No, I was quite impressed with these laps so far already.
I need to bring up the lap
What was
data.
pole time yesterday? Do you know, quickly?
I have no clue.
I think it was. I can
It was
check.
a 57.
The 57 was. I think it was a 57.8 if I remember rightly.
Might have been, yeah.
I think it was 57.8.
We are about
But
to laps
we've
on
got a
Button's
couple
back
of guys who set laps. People go on the medium, surprisingly. There's not a lot of space out in Bahrain, as me and Harrison can tell you.
Yeah.
Yesterday, as it's very difficult to get a bit of clean track. But to be fair, you actually need a slipstream. Really, it helps you a bit. If you're in that gap where it's about 4 to 5 temps is about right. That's what you want. In any other track, you don't want 4 to 5 temps. You'll be feeling dirty. Yeah, for some reason, in Bahrain short, you don't actually feel it. I'm not sure if you felt it.
My first lap was I was in the toe of both Benja and JT Gelato because they were tailing each other, and that was the best lap I set. Even late in the session with fresher tyres, I couldn't beat that lap. So the toe is actually quite good, I would say.
I don't know is anyone on a lap. We've got a couple of them. I don't know why people sit at mediums because medium isn't the way to go round here because it's not a one stop. It is a one stop if you go hards to soft, but going hard to soft is going to be so slow. As TRT Velkio double locked up into turn 1, he's completely cut the right hander. I don't know what happened there. He's hit all the cones, I think, as well. Took out the boller.
There we go. Just about managed to get back onto him.
I don't know what he's done. He's took the DRS board out. But no, I did enjoy yesterday's race. But it's one of them ones where it's because if there was more safety cars, I did it early in the season in another league, and there's 3 safety cars, and it was 20 laps. So you got as it started getting boring as a safety car going to get you back into the race. So it was it keeps you going. But if there's we had one safety car yesterday, 15 laps in, people have already pit by then, didn't they? 20 laps in or whatever it was.
I had to pit lap 1 because I got smashed into turn 2.
There was no real entertainment as I'm currently on board Morris as he goes really wide out of the sector 2 split.
Yeah, keep me updated with who you're on board with because I'm trying to keep up. I can't tell what's
happening. It's fine. You can watch whoever, but
my spectator menu is not.
I did enjoy yesterday's race, but I was battling miles the whole race. A new driver, obviously in Division 1. If you didn't watch yesterday, go watch it. Don't watch it. It's not really a good race, but
it was pretty shit. Yeah,
it was pretty.
Brent's on a lap. Is he?
Did I? I just posted.
Apparently.
I just posted Division 1 results in Division 2.
Did you? You silly goose.
Yeah. Sorry, Division 2.
Okay, Brent is definitely not on a lap. Who else is apparently on a lap?
I'm actually impressed with these guys though. They're quite competitive times already. Yeah. I'm expecting probably a low 58 as a pole time now. I think bringing Alexi and Carson out in Division 1 has helped. We've got 90 drivers now.
We've still got FRO Evan, who in his debut in Canada, I think was
and
Canada
Kyle
last time?
as well. From last week, you missed Kyle. Kyle was really quick. You missed that last week.
Yes,
Baku.
Canada was not the last one. It was
Yeah, Baku. Good race, Baku. Where you missed it. You missed. Alexi went 22 laps on the mediums in Baku.
I did hear about this actually. I did hear.
22 laps he went on the mediums. Carson went from the front to the back to the front as well. Good race for him. What else happened? Kieran crashed.
Oh, Kieran.
As Brett's gone purple sector 1.
I am on board with Brett.
Someone's crashed middle sector.
It's just it's somebody burning fuel. Very important. It is important to burn fuel on your outlap. It really does help.
He's getting a bit of slipstream as well
wide.
from the
He is. He's getting
front,
a bit of
isn't
a
he?
toe. It might be all right, to be fair. You know, Brent never really somebody that we've seen challenge for pole, but in the slipstream, you never know. He might pull out the bag here today.
He is capable of a good result, though. I just feel like he gets mixed up in a couple of incidents now and then, and he goes at the P8,
not
which,
bad.
well, to be fair, in this track, a couple of attempts means a lot. I mean, a lot. Well, you think about it, there's already, pole is separated by, the top 4 are separated by, a tenth and a half. Only, well, not even that, a tenth and a bit.
Mm.
And then we've got a bit of a gap, and then a bit of more of a gap, and then it's just the rest. But we've still got Cloud, who is a qualifying ban, obviously, after you missed that as well, yes, last week. That was interesting.
I did, yeah.
Qualifying ban after not serving it last week and getting disqualified. He serves it this week.
He's supposed to retire, yeah, isn't he? He might,
yeah.
He's
last
still
week,
yet to retire. I think he has set a lap, but
he doesn't have to retire. It's not mandatory, no.
Okay, fair enough. You can stay there. Whatever. We don't care.
But yeah, last week, so I told him he had to serve his qualifying ban. He saw the message, replied, didn't serve his qualifying ban, and then I said to him, "Okay, you're disqualified from the session. You're gonna have to come in, like do lap 1, come into the pits."
Sorry.
Well done, Swanee. I said to him, he's gonna have to come into the pits and retire lap 1. He continued to do the whole race, making no mistakes whatsoever, and come 5th. So, and I was like, doesn't mean nothing. You're disqualified.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Nolan Light coming up to the final corner now, currently P3. If he can improve, he'll be open to improve and move up onto the front row. But as soon as he's finished, we've got to switch on to FRL Evan because he is on the lap on the softs now. Oh, he comes straight into the pits. Forget it then, mate. I don't care. On to FRL Evan, who comes through the S's section, mounts the curb a little. Would you say that's something you really want to do? I didn't do it. I don't know if that's really something you want to do. Mount the curb on the entry to that left-hander.
No, it's one of them things. I don't know.
Gets a good exit from the penultimate corner there, though.
There's a lot of places on this track where you can slightly extend, can't you, on the entries to corners?
Yeah, turn 3.
But it's one of them ones where if you want to, you can. We've got a debutant as well, haven't the racing point of...
just as we thought. He goes P1, improves by 6/10.
Close as
does
well.
Evan, and it's not actually that far.
Nip
far
and tuck,
ahead.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Nip and tuck, a bit of... Maybe his driver might be a bit lighter than him. That gives him a bit of a couple of attempts.
Yeah.
He might have took a big shit before. That could help.
Or Swanee, you never know. That lockdown belly may have to come through.
Could be a thing as well. Yeah, lockdown. 200? Nearly a year we've done now. Bloody hell.
I've just looked on the actual gap from the leader. Vicensky goes pole. That's a great lap.
Only just as well. Both Alfa Romeos 1-2.
And Alfa Romeo front 2. Vicensky has been he's been doing this for a while now, hasn't he? He's definitely probably one of the more experienced.
Oh, as he goes straight on, Vicensky nearly crashes straight into the Bahrain bollard. I thought he was doing the normal track then.
I just said I know as if I was spectating him, but I was accidentally on there.
His T-Funky's had a little spin, middle sector.
Yeah, we'll go have a look. Let's find him. Where is he? There he is.
He's back on track now.
He's very slow.
There's not really a lot of space.
Anyone of interest on a lap?
I think.
Buttons back just went pole. I missed that. What a lap from Buttons back.
What
a 58.3.
And Connor goes seconds. Another great lap there.
Is actually shaping up. Now that we've got rid of all the boring fast people, this is shaping up to be quite entertaining.
We've had in the space of 2 minutes, we've had 4 people go on pole.
Yeah,
5
4 people on provisional pole. I'm looking forward to the final couple minutes.
We've still got Kieran. We've still got Tricky. We've still got Mellingard to go again for their second runs.
Through the penultimate corner comes Kieran, as he now takes the long run down to the final corner.
Is he on a lap?
He's down a second and a half. So
I don't think he's on a lap.
He's not.
He's going to give a slipstream to the. Oh, hold on. Is this tactical by the Mercedes guys? Is Buttons back giving a slipstream to his teammate? I think he is. I know he's diving into the pits. Yeah. I would have given a slipstream if I had been on the blower there.
Well, let's go on board with Sankey dead for a lap. Then we'll see how he does. The number 29 on the Mercedes.
Sankey's had a good season, I think, this season. Whilst
he's been
talking
good
about him
in the races.
Consistent. I'm thinking.
Picking up good points. Both of them have to be fair when they've been able to keep their noses clean. They've both had all right pace in
Doesn't
their
look
races.
too out of shape. Not too running too wide as well. Cuts the corner perfectly. Up by a tenth and a half.
Yeah, good first sector for Sankey
He's
again.
so
looking
close between
promising.
these guys, aren't they? Like, if he gains a second here, he's on pole. Obviously,
Exactly.
a second's a big shout, but he's so tight.
Well, you never know. Come the end of the session, we could even see a few more tenths coming off these times. As
Hoping
the
Colin
track
sets a soft
conditions
lap, because
improve.
that could be crucial. If Colin doesn't set a soft lap, he could be down the back of the grid.
The AlphaTauri gets out of the way nicely for the Mercedes, who's looking to improve on his P15 time as he comes round the final corner. Not a bad
Good
exit.
bit of traction. Yeah, good traction.
To the line. What's it going to be? Not going to be pole. A 58.9. Up 2 places. 5 tenths off pole, though.
It's so
when you think
close,
about
isn't it?
If you were 5 tenths off pole yesterday, you were P4.
Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it?
So yeah, very, very impressive stuff from the Div 2 guys here. I really like it. This is very, very good.
I generally do think Div 2 is the F2 of F1. It really is, isn't it? F2 is more interesting than F1 at the moment in this current era of F1 because Mercedes just dominate.
Oh no, he's not.
Unless you have a race like Turkey. Oh. We should start bringing sprinklers to the tracks.
Down. Sprinklers.
Sprinklers just start mid-race aside. Alright, fuck it. Let's put the sprinklers on. Imagine that. That'd be so funny, wouldn't it? As Colin has heard the call.
He has.
Someone goes P3. That was tricky. Tricky's gone P3 there.
Gone P3. Less than a tenth away
Someone's
from pole.
spun in the middle sector.
Really
is that Brett?
It's a Ferrari of some
Brett.
sort. I'd assume it would be Brett because Cloud isn't supposed to be on track. Let's go on board with Colin.
I hope Cloud's gone out to say he's get his set up.
Colin's back in the pits.
I hope Cloud's done that. Cloud, you can, if you're listening to stream, you can get your setup, but go back into the pit straight after.
We do have Darkest Gooner in the chat. I have seen, so I do think hopefully he's still here.
Let's go on Zach. I'm calling him. Is it still Zach? We're calling him. I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it?
I will. That's the wrong person. There we go.
New Renault driver takes over for Carson, so he's going to win a title pretty much as he improves slightly. Go P16. Morris needs to set his lap. So Morris starts a lap. Let's watch. I'm going to go aboard with Morris.
I think he had actually just.
Someone's going to block him.
He had
into turn one.
Finished a flyer. That is
Who's
Connor.
Williams?
That's Connor.
Jesus, Connor! I thought you blocked him nearly close. I don't think he blocked him actually, but he got in his way.
It would have been close. It would have been close. I probably would have stopped in the pit exit there.
Yeah.
Just to let him go by, but you know, if he keeps up with the Haas, he could get a decent tow. If this isn't,
and he's on for pole, isn't he? If he gets a lap in, because
he is. He's definitely up there. He's less than half a tenth away. Needs to improve by 400.
Oh, don't touch the inside curb. Oh my God, Morris! Touch the inside curb, so risky. As he runs really
a bit wide,
Morris.
but you can go a tad wide there. So not a bad exit there. He is down a tenth. What can he do into the final corner? A good exit could make this a good lap.
Onto the exit, doesn't get bad traction. To the line, is he going to improve a lot? Not really. Doesn't improve. I thought it was a good
Disappointing lap. Disappointing, really.
Looked like a good lap.
It looked it right. We'll go on board with Connor instead.
A lot of guys coming to the pits now. Connor is the next one, isn't he?
Pole as one of the Alfa Romeos.
If I remember rightly, the last time he got pole was the first ever race he did in Austria last season. I don't know if he was here.
We're actually going to see Vachensky finish a lap first, so we'll go on board with Vachensky as he's coming down towards the final corner here. Down a tenth. So actually, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go back to Connor. So Connor now through the S. No, he's aborted that lap too. So that's Connor's pole position hopes over unless he's saving everything to go for one more attempt.
So Vachensky's given up on pole.
He has. Vachensky
settling with his time.
Is
Knowing Light.
Knowing Light is on a lap next. Oh, that's Swanee that I've just gone on board. Really don't want you.
Knowing Light is only just down.
Well, there's still plenty of opportunity to improve. Kieran retires
Kieran, shocking qualifying for Kieran. He will not be happy with that.
Well, he's only 2 tenths off, to be fair. Let's not forget that he's not actually that far off pole.
Yeah, he's still.
But P10 is not. It's not really where you want to go. TRT Rauchio goes on pole.
This has been a mental day, hasn't it? Really,
it has.
This really has already. We've still got guys to go. As Swanee starts a lap, as TRT Trekkie stays at the way, and Swanee's getting a great slipstream from Alfa Romeo.
Connor's up 2 tenths in Sector 1. That's all I'm going to say right now.
I'm on board with Swanee. Swanee's getting a great slipstream, but maybe a bit of dirty air now. Is this Alfa Romeo going to block him? I don't know who the Alfa Romeo
just
was,
gets out
but
of the way.
definitely was.
He just gets out of the way before the penultimate corner there. But this is giving a great toe to Connor, who's just behind in the Williams.
3 attempts down. I think Swanee's been compromised that lap.
Connor is up enough in the second sector to take pole here. As he comes around the final corner, the session for us has ended. Into the pits comes Swanee. Connor goes to P2.
Only just.
Oh, that's very, very close.
Button's back still going a lap now. He's started a lap now. Button's back's up on his time in the first sector. Oh my God.
Not quite by enough though. He needs to find a bit more time in these final part of this lap if he wants to take pole position.
He's got a clean bit of track in front of him.
There.
It's been a good lap. No lock-up so far. A great little run out that corner. Doesn't get too wide. Just gets a perfect bit of traction. He's up again.
He's really gaining on the racing point. It does get out of the way. Lovely job. Can he nail the final corner?
No, he's missed the apex.
Just wide on the apex, but is he going to maximise the exit here? To the line.
I don't think he's going to get it.
Buttons back.
He's not going to get it. I didn't think he didn't get enough exit. I think he lost that all in the final corner.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's Tricky. Tricky's on a lap now. So Tricky's still on a lap.
It says that Connor's still on a lap actually, but he's down by 11 seconds. So we'll go back to
got Tricky and Mellingard both on laps.
Tricky down.
Mellingard's
2
just spun. He's down by 10th and a half. I think he's going to give up.
This is
if he gain, it's final corner. That's where he's got to gain it.
No, he's hit the curb too much.
No, he's not. He's in a bad. Yeah, he's going to pull up. So that is the grid. Is Mellingard's? No, Mellingard's out. That was it. No one actually improved on the lap, and which is surprising because everyone had a chance. Tricky had 2 chances at it.
He did.
We missed Brett go P5 as well at some stage.
Yeah, we missed that as well. But what a qualifying here in Division 2 on a Wednesday night. Quality Wednesday night viewing.
8 temps separate the top 17. And Morris only got 1 lap out as well, just to consideration.
Yeah.
So you could say that's even closer, because I think definitely Zach and Morris can feel they can improve. Sankey Dead can definitely feel they can improve. Probably Red as well. Mellingard obviously spun on his last lap he had. So I think they could all within at least 8 tenths, so 59.8. I think they could have got.
Absolutely right. We will get through this order for you very quickly. So on pole, the Irishman, Raukio in the Renault. I believe that's his first pole of the season, followed by the Williams of Connor, then Buttons back, Tricky, Brent, Vicensky, Evan, Knowing Light, Swanee, T Funky, Kieran, Mimula 1, Mellingard, then Red LMR 56 in the BMW, P14. He was here last week, wasn't he? I don't know how he did last week. I don't know if that's good or bad because I didn't actually tune in for the race.
Where'd he come last week?
Sankey the Dead, P15 in the other Mercedes. Zach in P16 in the other Renault as his teammate takes pole. Then the final 3, Morris Minor, Colin in the Red Bull, and then Warwick Cloud will start from P19 after serving his Ollie ban.
I don't know who's going to win.
Neither do I. It's going to be an interesting one.
I generally think anyone at the top. I think anyone could win. Because Cloud, we've still forgot Cloud. He's a quick driver as well, and he's starting at the back. Potentially could come through the grid. We saw it yesterday from TDB. Started last, finishes some seconds. The alternate strategy is a good one because if there's a safety car or a VSC at the right time, you're in that luck, aren't you?
I feel like you can say that about the other strategy as well, though. To be fair, it is a one-stop.
Because what you saw, Bando destroyed his own race yesterday.
Bando got
unlucky there.
Stops. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Bando got screwed by the pit stops.
if the Renault decided to not, if TRT James decided not to pit that time, Bando would have won the race because he had a VSC clear pit stop. He would have come out at least, maybe say P2. He's on fresh softs. He's got closed down.
He had the pace as well. What a start it was yesterday as well. Right up behind JT for the majority of the first stint before the first VSC and safety car. It was a great.
Yeah, I couldn't close up to him. I couldn't close up to him.
They had brilliant pace, the pair of them. So yeah, it was definitely disappointing for Biz. As we will begin the formation up in a moment.
Let's get telemetry on as well.
Oh shit, yeah, let's do that. Oh no, I don't like having telemetry on. You can have the telemetry.
Check the tyres. Who have you got? Most of you guys have gone with the mediums. No one's gone for the hards. We're going to see a Colin special today.
I'd like to think so. It is a tricky track though, as many drivers learned in Div 1 yesterday, that it is quite easy to get caught up in an incident that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Because it is a new track, people are learning braking zones, they're learning overtaking zones, you know. There's the obvious one of turn 1 where, you know, we saw plenty of moves into the other day. I made plenty of moves into turn 1 the other day as well. And Matt and Rob, you missed it. Just saying. some quality moves into turn 1 and you didn't get one of them.
I think they was watching me the whole time.
They were watching the front fight because it was more interesting, but come on.
Like, I made some cracking yesterday's moves. Race was a boring fest.
It was shocking.
It was. There were. Problem is, the lap goes so quick as well. I was thinking, like, we must be getting lap 20. It was like lap 45, and I was like, what? What's happened?
It was a bit weird though, saying at some points that, you know, turning around and going, yeah, we've got 40 laps to go. That was a bit odd.
Yeah.
You know, looking up and going, I've still got 40 laps to go. Thinking about how I'm going to take my tyres 23 and 30-something, 34 laps respectively, if you want to do that one stop, as they come up to form onto the grid. It'll be TRT Raukio, as we said earlier, starting from pole in the Renault. It'll be yet another Renault pole position this season. We've seen a few of them from Carson and Bando Biz before their promotions to Division 1. Connor
he's pretty much
will be starting alongside.
Championship.
We've got a shit angle, but we're going to deal with it. What does Connor's angle say, though? Let me just have a look. That's a much better one. We'll go with this.
Oh, as we've got a lag start, Cloud's gone all the way to the front somehow.
And he's left.
Yeah. Okay, at least he's left, so he's going to be slow, so they'll catch up.
Yeah.
As they've missed the start.
I hope that... massive wheel spin from Raukio, and that sent Connor straight into the net P1.
Brett's off the track.
Brett is off the track. That was interesting. And
big wing damage. Wing damage.
Perfectly does Connor. As we are looking for spinners down the back, not quite. As we stay on board with Connor and
damage
Brett.
Again. It's got someone's round, Swanee.
Not Mercedes, that's a McLaren. Swanee is out of the session. Oh, safety that was car. A big slide. A safety car on lap 1. That's going to help Warrior Cloud maintain his position.
Cloud, if you're listening to stream, box
this lap. Box.
Go to the back, Cloud, as you've got a black start.
Yeah, a little lag start there for you, mate. It's got to be done. So, safety car lap 1. We have lost the McLaren of Swanee as he spins backwards into the barrier at turn 3. Quite an interesting one. I'd like to see how that one transpired. I'd struggle to think that he ended up going backwards into that wall without having some sort of contact somewhere else.
I saw it on my camera angle, but there's so much going on, I can't really see it. I think what's happened is maybe potentially both McLarens have touched. Those both together.
Brand! There's a 5 seconds as he enters the pit lane.
There's still a lot of the race to go as well. They've got a safety car, so I'm surprised no one's risked going sort of hard to the end, because I think it's available, isn't it? I generally think they couldn't they? I think they can do at least 45 laps. Someone has. Red's gone for the hards.
Yes, Red's going for the hards.
Double stack for Racing Point, which is not good.
Now, I will say, because I had to try it yesterday because I had wing damage on lap 1. These mediums are not going to the end for these Div 2 laps.
Oh yeah, the mediums.
They will have to stop again. Red's choice of the hards is also questionable, as we saw Elian's pace yesterday in the Racing Point, as Red is. And he went early onto the hards in a VSC of some sort, and the pace was nowhere. The hard is absolutely awful.
Hopefully Cloud boxes. You know, is Cloud going to box? Cloud is going to box. Thank you for Cloud.
Yeah, good lad.
I don't think he's going to drop to the back because of damage, but that's not his fault. So I think the stewards might be leaning with him for that.
No, I don't think. Personally, there should be any sort of reprimand for Cloud there.
He's boxed, so I think he's done the minimum what he's allowed. He might even come out.
I do think he will come out ahead of a couple of guys.
It's probably actually helped him, I guess, because he's got the mediums now.
Yeah, he can go to the end.
He can near enough go.
Well, he started from the outside, so he can't go to the end from here. Not quite. on the mediums. He will have to stop again around the lap 45,
But
46 area.
This might be a good sign for the soft runners, because say if it's a safety, say if they stretch out for 20, if they do stretch out to 20 or 24, they could potentially make the mediums go to the end, but they're going to struggle. But definitely they can make the hards. I don't know. I didn't even try the hards. I don't know if they're good or bad.
The hard was absolutely awful. I don't know if you saw Elian's pace yesterday. I think Elian would admit
Carson
now as well.
was on him as well, wasn't he?
He had to. He had to stop a couple of times. He'd used up all his mediums, I believe, by that point, because he'd been in a few incidents. And to be fair to him, his pace wasn't too bad, but Carson isn't too shabby around the circuit, is he?
So you've got a lot of guys who've gained positions and lost positions. So obviously we've got Swanee out. Who's the biggest? We've got a lot of drivers gaining 5 positions. Obviously Cloud's gained 5 there.
Yeah, Brent down 15, and he's also got a 5-second penalty there. He'll have to serve when he comes on the softs later in the race.
If I was Brett, I would do a smart one and serve it now. Get over and done with.
Yeah, he will have another set of mediums to use, I assume.
Yeah, he can definitely, if he. Oh, maybe never. If there's another safety car, he can serve it then. That's anything he's got, isn't he?
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get a bit higher temp. Swanee, I feel bad for Swanee. He didn't really get a chance, did he?
No, and he didn't look too bad.
I generally do think
with the pace,
his lap did get blocked. I do think it did. I don't know if it's going to be obviously sent in, but from my perspective and looking at it, I do think he would have been maybe not blocked fully, but the dirty air. I would be annoyed if it was me. The dirty air would affect you.
Yeah. Little something interesting that I've just kind of noticed as I've gone to spectate the guys at the back of the grid as we go for this restart is that we've got Mimula 1 and Red, both the Racing Point teammates. Will be bringing up the rear when we get going green again. But very different strategy choices after the safety car, as we will be going green at the end of this lap, and it will be Connor to control that restart. But with the Racing Points, do you think Red is the kind of guy who will just let his teammate go off the restart? Or do you reckon that work?
I don't know. I think if he's smart, he will. Because they don't need to fight each other. No, to be fair, he's a reserve. So Red should get priority, but when you think about it, is there a point of battling? You could potentially use your teammate as a tow. As I think Connor's already gone, has he? No, he's not. Okay. There are. This is what TDB did yesterday, didn't he? Put him right to the end because you're going to get such a bad slipstream.
As we go green, ERS activated.
He gets
probably
a
little
great
bit
start.
of Rich Mix too. Great start.
Is there going to be any
Brent is down at the back, so an issue for Brent there on the restart.
Cloud. Brent and Cloud, they've got damage. Brent's got damage.
So maybe a little bit of contact between the. And a 3-second time penalty now for knowing light.
There's a lot of changes. Sector 1. There's damage again. I think it's both Racing Points got damage now. Again. No.
Well, it is tight into that corner there.
T-Funky.
Red on the hard doing a good job to
got
not
damage.
lose so many positions there by the looks of it.
Mellingard's got damage out of that pack.
I can't see him.
Yeah, he's got damage.
He does on that front left end plate.
Yeah, front left, isn't it? Yeah.
There. Oh, it's very close between him and T-Funky. Around the outside goes T-Funky. And I think Mellingard did ease off a little bit there. Oh, the Racing Point. Big lock up from Mimula as he tried to go around the outside there. He wants to get a wiggle on because he knows he can't be stuck behind these hards and medium runners for too long as he falls back down to P17. The last of these guys in the restarted group.
That's Morris. Damn little spin, turn 1. There's Clouds out. He's crashed. He's generally crashed. Yeah, he's crashed.
We'll go on board with
the
Brent.
VSC now.
We've got a VSC.
That annoys Brent. So Brent is all them drivers in front have got 3 pit stops compared to Brent.
If they decide to take it, I personally wouldn't.
Problem is because the lap's so short, the VSC still goes on for a lot longer.
Yeah, you can get a full lap under the VSC conditions. If
maybe even more, can't you?
It was a really long one. Yeah, I feel like
I don't know what happened to Cloud there.
About a lap long.
I want to try and see what happened to Cloud. He's on the left side.
Yeah, I'm trying to have a look too.
Oh, he's gone now. Oh, I see his debris there. Yeah, he's on the left. I don't know how he's crashed there though.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of contact. We'll have to wait and see. I've just seen in the YouTube chat that TRT Raukio, our pole sitter, who's now currently running in P3, is the brother of Corona.
Of who?
Corona. It's a comment from GG Corona. It says TRT Raukio is my brother.
Oh, I think Corona is in like Rona.
I think that's what it's supposed to be. His name is GG Corona.
I don't know.
So he's the brother of coronavirus.
Hope not.
We are green. I actually hadn't noticed that, as it was a good looking restart again for Connor as he maintains his lead. It's only 3/10 now though.
From his 3/10 is quite a good.
He's round! No!
Is he going to reset the track? That's the big thing. He reverses straight into the fire.
Straight into the. Lucky for the ghosting system there. Oh, very close. And another lock up there from Mimula 1 as he's trying to. Oh, very close again, Connor.
Yeah, he's got hot tyres, hasn't he? Yeah. Hot tyres. Is he going to go for a move? Don't go for a move now. Don't go for a move. Oh.
I just missed that. I'd switched to the front and I just missed
that. Thank God you missed that. That was painful to watch.
Into the pits he goes, maybe deciding that after that little spin, it's worth trying something different.
After a great start,
it was a fantastic start.
He's fucked it, hasn't he, really?
He's absolutely bottled it. As we go on board with the front guys.
Rise of Arsenal.
Oh, the pain.
I'm an Arsenal fan as well.
So annoying.
Anyway, so Bayern's back's leading there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's managed to slide his way back into the lead. He was the provisional pole sitter a couple of times during qualifying, is now the race leader and net race leader as well. There's nobody who has stopped so far that I'd be particularly worried that would be a threat to their lead.
I don't even know, because if there's a safety car now, you've got to think that people are in central pit windows, aren't they?
Well, not from lap 8. We're going a good 20 laps. We should be before we see these soft guys coming off their tyres.
It's going to be interesting to see how these guys defend this attack, though. It doesn't look like anyone as TRT Valkio goes to the lead as
there before they reach the braking zone, but has to make it work there. He does so up into the lead. Great move from Valkio as he retakes the lead after qualifying on pole.
Already, this has been a better race than
already. Looking just behind these front two, though, we do have the combination of both Alfa Romeos. Neither of them too shabby around the track.
We've got McLaren and then we've got
yes.
Kieran, who is slightly behind.
Just outside of the
DRS. Behind him.
For Sankey and Kieran here, they want to try and work together. They've got a 3-second gap to the medium runner of Zach. And
they need to catch up to the DRS stream.
Oh, big wobble from Evan there as he goes a little bit wide on the exit of the penultimate corner. Doesn't cost him too much time, still within 2/10.
Chensky's got a little bit of a gap between him and Chensky might be out of DRS range. No, he's not. He's
just within it.
Someone pits.
He doesn't. He's going very defensive early on, breaking the toe. As we go on board here with Buttons back, he's not going to be close enough, I don't think. And Rauco will maintain his lead for another lap.
That could be crucial.
That was such a clumsy cut there.
That could be
He'll be kicking himself. That was so clumsy. But now look at Evan on the attack.
Evan's going to get a great run. Evan's got him into turn 3.
Going into the S's. Down inside. Good move up into P2 for Evan in the Alfa Romeo as he sets his sight on.
So Payne become TRT Rokio's got a good gap now. He hasn't broke the 1 second, but it's not that crucial in this race. It's not that crucial. 1 second is about 6-7 tenths in this Bahrain short.
That 9 tenths is a strong gap.
TRT Rokio needs to be careful. He's not crossing the white line. Is that for Chesky into the pits?
No, he was just breaking the toe.
TRT Rokio needs to be careful. He's not crossing the white line. Someone's crashed. Sector 2.
Sector 2, it's the Haas of Melengard. We'll go and have a look.
Not a good race for Melengard. He hasn't had a good time, has he?
Not quite. No wing damage. Going again. A time penalty for Connor, who runs currently
on the hards. Connor could maybe go to the end, could he not?
On the hards, I reckon he'd get to the end, but the hards are, as I said earlier, it is an awful tyre. He will be absolutely nowhere for the rest of this let race if he sticks on. Oh, and there's Melengard spinning again. So yeah. Tyres absolutely burning, and he's retired.
This is going to give the.
It didn't look like the wheel broke. Well, I guess it has. It does look like he's broken the suspension there. So VSC for the crash for Mellengarden on the exit of the final corner.
Just want to let you know, the top 7 all within a second of each other.
apart from Vicensky. Oh no, Vicensky is within a second. It just said he wasn't.
All of them. It's just VSC, isn't it? Who's going to blink? Is anyone going to box? I would.
Oh, is that
Buttons back?
Buttons back pulls
goes
the trigger
in.
on lap
I would as
11.
well. And so does Tricky. I would. You would have to, wouldn't you? You can go 2-stop now to the end. Medium.
You can go medium, although
maybe even medium soft.
I'd still back the guys on the 1-stop here. If I'm honest, yeah.
As Buttons back goes on the softs and Tricky goes on the mediums, the VSC has ended. We are green. As Vicensky gets a shocking start, he's already got 1.5 seconds. Vicensky,
terrible restart.
He's lost that toe now.
For Romeo, out of the DRS of his teammate, and I don't see Evan looking back to try and slow up and bring him back. He'd have to make the move and try and back Raukio into Vicensky if Vicensky's going to get back into this lead battle.
Buttons back and Tricky have got gaps now as well. They've got gaps to everyone in front of them, so they could run in this clean air and protect their tyres and go even longer.
Yeah, maybe.
But you got to think now. If there's say Tricky's going to go longer.
The 2-stop actually. I've just noticed he went on the soft, didn't he?
Tricky could go. Say Tricky can go to the 1-stop now, couldn't he? Potentially, if he hits a bit of a long stretch, but he might be able to make it.
That's a massive stint. That's
got
44
laps.
As
well. Someone's pit in the front. That is Zach. Has he got damage? I don't know. Why did he pit off the mediums?
It must be for damage, or he might have had a spin somewhere.
Drive-through. He's got a drive-through. He's gone the whole way through. Yeah. Just realised.
Yeah, he'll be off the safety car.
Not a good race. As he was in the points as well. Disappointing for him. But we've got to think about Tricky, because he is potentially in a great situation now, because he was in that pack at the front.
He was,
He's got the free pit stop with the VSC on mediums. Lap 20 or so, the soft runners will start to feel the pain, won't they? Whereas him and Buttons back will still be good. So they can eat into that lead and potentially do the undercut on all these guys.
Big lock up there into the penultimate corner for Mimula 1, who is right up behind Colin in the Red Bull on those mediums. He's been on since the start of the race. Mimula 1, of course, stopped early on to go onto the softs after a little bit of contact somewhere down the back.
Just want to say, Red is still on the hards and he's doing good pace. He's in the... Oh, someone's crashed. Is that Connor again? That is indeed.
It is Connor again, unfortunately. So a bad race goes from, bad to worse for the Williams man.
It's knowing light.
It's knowing light then. In which case, this goes from bad to worse for Williams, as they are now lapping in 14th and 15th.
Reminds you of Williams in real life.
Yeah, just like actual Williams.
If Brett gets lapped this lap, he is done for the race.
Vicensky and Kieran going side by side through the S's.
Jesus. The problem is they're making pain for themselves. They've got a 2-second gap now. They've opened the gap up to Sankey Dead, but then the gap behind... Oh, Sankey Dead's got damage. I've just realised on the right side of Sankey Dead's car, he's got damage. Something must have gone on at some stage between the guys in front of him.
He does indeed. He's missing the end plate on that right side.
Vicensky and Kieran need to work together. I think Sankey Dead should come in. He's going to miss out on so much time if he doesn't pit soon. As Buttons back takes P10, but
down the inside goes Vicensky into turn 1. Kieran doesn't look like he defends too much, but he's going to go all the way around the outside and hold it and maintain his position as they go through the kink.
So is Morris going to try and overtake? I wouldn't try and overtake if I was you, Morris. Yeah, he's not going to. He's open using ERS. Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no point. It's not your fight, Morris.
Clever from Morris Minor there to let the man on the softs go, to continue on. It's not quite the same fight. And of course, if they do end up back together towards the end of the race, Buttons back does have that 3-second time penalty.
I just want to say as well, that racing point of Meh, what's his name?
Mimula 1.
Mimula, yeah, what his name is. He is, he come from the back to 6th, and he pit as well.
It's been a good drive so far. And clearly, he's one of those drivers with ABS off, as we've seen him lock up multiple times during the race so far.
Yeah, multiple times, which is, we like seeing, don't we? We like seeing.
I have ABS on, so you know, I'm a firm believer that anyone who uses less assist than me is better at me in this game, even if they lap slower. So you know, fair play to him. Mimula 1 is better than me, and he should be in double.
Yellow flag. So Zach, that's a racing. Is that Zach? That is Zach. As he's. What will happen there then? Did you see that?
No.
His car just somehow turned into the wall.
Nice. Let's have a look at that. He's now... Where am I?
Is he going to box? I hope he boxed.
He's close to the Williams.
Box and retire if you're going to retire.
I
No?
reckon he might have damaged
He's going to get lapped now, though. If you get lapped, you're done in Bahrain. Just in this game in general, because it's so good, actually. It genuinely is. I can't wait until 2021. Until EA buy out Codemasters. I can't wait.
Well, you've done it, hasn't he? You know,
Like,
so 2020,
we're going to have to
2021
start
will be
paying
the
for
EA game, won't
maps.
it? You will. You'll
have to start paying for it.
Track.
£1.50 per track. You only start with a base 3. You start with Britain, Abu Dhabi, and Australia.
And actually, I'm just going to point out here, we've got the Williams really close together, neither of them impartial to a little incident. And of course, the trailing Williams right now, in Knowing Light, is on the softs. The flashing red light we are seeing consistently from the back of Knowing Light's car. So he is low on the RS currently, as we can see it flashing already as we head down the straight. Both of them flashing, so both of them low on the RS. But it's going to be close. To the inside goes Knowing Light into turn 1. Is Connor going to pop a fight? He does, and Knowing Light backs out as he rides the curb.
I think they're teammates,
and
aren't
goes
they?
through
So
the king. They are teammates,
realising.
but I'm surprised that there wasn't even the littlest bit of contact there. Wow, what's happening now? Is there anything interesting happening?
Nothing really, is it? It's kind of
Stagnant.
off,
There are a few cases of people being within DRS range of other people. Oh, Buttons back is close, right, very close, up behind Red on the hards, and this is definitely going to be a move down the pit straight. He's got the exit.
Red makes it.
He's
Yeah,
already
Red
got
makes
the
it
overspeed,
easy,
possibly on the outside. Red pulls out. He's going to tuck
Red
back in again. Is he going to go back on the attack into turn 1? No, he's not.
We've
So
got,
Buttons back up into P8.
Vachensky and Kieran together, and Evan and Ralkio both within a second of each other. The problem is, it's Morris and T-Funky change positions. But the problem is, with the 1 second, it actually doesn't mean nothing really. You need to be within like 4 to 3 tenths, don't you, to actually get the good toe.
Tricky is on the back of Morris Minor,
as
who you just
Williams are
mentioned
making a good showing down the front. They're battling again.
But Connor maintains his lead here on the hard. So
it's tricky. Oh, Morris goes. Oh, Morris has got damage. Oh no, Morris, what's happened there? I saw that coming. Tricky went down the inside. Morris has tried to do a cutback, but misjudged and just hit the rear.
Williams again, potentially side by side. No, again, Knowing Light, fills the mirrors of his teammate, showing his nose to the inside, but backs out of the move again as Connor continues. I would get out of the way if I was Connor here. The hards are that bad that even these 11-lap-old softs are
someone
better.
spun. Is that T-Funky?
It is T-Funky in the Alpha Tauri.
No damage, but
lucky to keep it out of the wall potentially.
Had a good race last week. No, didn't actually have a good race. He had a shit race last week.
The pit straight. Still, both of these Williams guys with no ERS. Knowing Light just needs to save it for a couple of laps here because he's going to have absolutely it's going to be difficult to make a move without it, particularly when Connor isn't showing any real sign of a plan to get out of the way.
I've just seen the clip of Cloud, how we come out, and all I'm going to say, it doesn't look good for a racing point.
Oh dear. Buttons back, looking to make another move again. He is closing right up behind Colin in the Red Bull. We saw, I think, his teammate behind the Red Bull earlier in the race trying to make a move. And opens the DRS. Is he going to go to the inside? Colin, I'd be surprised if he fought this. He's not really fighting. He's going to let the Mercedes go to the inside. And down into turn 1. Buttons back is into P7. Looking to get onto the back of the Racing Point now. Who is also on the softs of Mimula 1.
Sorry, just as kind, but I've just seen the Swanee incident as well whilst I'm on my PC. It is unlucky for Swanee. He's got contact from the rear. So it's a turn 1 incident, it looks like. And he's hit the wall, but Codemasters done the typical thing. He's got no damage whatsoever, but the car switches off. Which is just one of them things. Everyone's had it, haven't they?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. We've got
Light retires in the pits.
But I understand it, I guess, because you're 20 laps down with you're 20 lap 20. You're lapped down. I understand, but especially in Bahrain short,
it's done. Why? I'm sorry, Knowing Light. There was no need. There's so much longer of the race to go.
I don't know. I agree. As Kieran entertains us with a pit stop, the first to blink. I was going to say, Buttons back is P5
now. He's just moved past Mimula 1 as we were talking just there.
How far behind is he of the leaders? He's 14 seconds behind the leaders.
He's had a great stint on these softs here. And, you know, they're only,
So him and
only
Tricky-
8 laps old, but still a great
Him
stint.
and Tricky pit at the same time, didn't they?
Yes.
He's 10 seconds in front of Tricky. 10.
He has had the advantage of a softer compound, but, you know,
That
it's
is-
still impressive.
That's if Hamilton did that, Jesus, all his fans would be literally.
Exactly.
bummed.
Oh, and Mimi the One goes round and hits the inside wall off the curb just after being passed by the man we were just talking about, Buttons back. On that,
What a
you know,
great start
classic,
to a shit start.
notorious spin curve
He gets out the way
at the top of the S's. That's going to be a pit stop for Mimi the One, and that's a shame.
Oh, that's going to be.
Yeah, that's a real
He's
shame.
still going to be. No, he's not. Gonna be in points.
Evans
He's
now
gonna
in the
be well
pits.
behind.
He's responding to Kieran. Is he responding to Kieran? Were they in that fight? Well, they weren't too far behind, were they, Kieran and Vacensky? So Evan does box.
Yeah, I think Evans the first just to protect the undercut, isn't he? And he's come out well in front of Kieran.
So will we see a TRT Ralkio respond on this lap?
He's going to have to, isn't he? Really?
Brent ahead is a car that will soon be a lap down, as and when he makes that move.
Well, they can potentially go to the end still, can't they? What, 35 laps is not that many.
Oh yeah, if they stop for the mediums now, they can go to the end. So Evan will be looking to go to the end. Ralkio, if he responds on this lap, which we very much are expecting him to, the undercut is very, very good around here. As he does, he pulls into the pits. We'll have to see how good a stop it is.
He's potentially going to come in now as well, though. He does as well.
He does.
So, Buttons back to P3 now. He's going to inherit the lead. He's on the 2 stop. Potentially everyone else been on the 1 stop. I'm surprised his teammate Sankey dead. But then, actually, Sankey dead.
Evan rounding the final corner here currently.
Is Sankey dead could be deployed as like a blockade, do you think?
Where is
Do you think that?
Evan? I am not sure. I am just watching
Evans in
the net race
behind
leaders
TRT
here.
Ralkio, only just.
Yeah,
As Ralkio goes
Ralkio.
really wide.
He does.
Ooh,
A little
he's
bit deep on
close,
the
though.
pit exit there, but it is close, and I don't know what the gap was beforehand, but it is still very close now.
Just want to say, Tricky is P4 now, net P4. So he's gained 3 positions in that pit stop phase.
He has, yeah.
Vacensky's 3 seconds behind Kieran as well. 2 laps later.
Let's not count out Buttons back. He will, of course, have to stop again, as we are expecting Tricky to stop again. They will both probably have to stop again, those tyres. I'd be surprised if
He's
they
got
went all the way
another.
to the end.
What are we saying though, Buttons back? He's got another 5-6 laps of good pace.
He's got
in him.
many, I'd give him, maybe even another 8 laps of decent pace. Those tyres,
think
if I was Buttons
about lap
back, I'd be
18,
wanting
isn't
to
it?
go to about, I'd be wanting to go to about, lap 30, 35.
The only thing that's going to haunt him as well though is his 3-second penalty. It's gonna wind. This might lose him the race. He might win the race on track, but he might lose it because of the penalty. He's using maximum amount of track, isn't he?
Mimi the One, after his spin, I've just noticed has chosen the hard tyre, so another Division 2 driver opting to try out the hardest compound available to them.
Now, haven't we? We've got 3 drivers doing the hards.
Well, we did,
got Red,
but
who's going very well.
Knowing lights out now.
Red is going very well on the hards. P4.
For now.
He's only just. He's only what 3 seconds behind Sankey Dead. Sankey Dead has got pat damage, but I don't understand why he's still out. To be fair, but
it depends how he feels. To be fair,
he's slow. Even I can tell him that. As Buttons back gets another 3 seconds. Oh my god! It's like George Russell over again.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
Big
Bahrain short as well.
Yeah.
I'd much prefer the other Bahrain layout. If we had the other Bahrain layout, it'd be such a good race.
Evan closing in on his race lead competitor of Ralco in the Renault, the Alfa Romeo. Has put in, I don't know how he did in Baku because of course I missed it, but he's been putting in some decent showings since joining Division 2.
T-Funky's hampered Vacensky's race there as he gets past him. Vacensky will not need this. Vacensky wants to get through. He needs to close down the gap to the top guys, but he's not. As Evan and Ralkio continue their battle again.
They are closing up.
Ralkio's got
Colin
DRS.
and Colin and Red now in the Alfa Romeo. Not Alfa Romeo, Racing Point.
Double lock-up for Ralkio. I'm going to do the Div 1 standing whilst we're at it. Whilst I'm on it.
Sankey there finally into the pits to totally change that front wing. So he's taken it I'd say the usual stint length. Zach has left the session, maybe a connection issue.
I will invite him back, but if he doesn't join back, we know what's happening.
Oh, big slide from Colin on those 25 lap old mediums.
Lap 30, he's going to be looking to go lap 35, isn't he, with a safety car?
Yeah, about there. The mid-30s he'll be looking to stop. Maybe even further, you know? It could definitely
and Zach
be even
has
further.
just gone offline, so... Ooh, as Ralkio really wants to get past. Colin's helping Red here, because Colin is giving DRS to Red, which is stopping Ralkio get past Red.
Here's a bit of a DRS train as the two net race leaders who are battling in 4th and 5th get very close together onto the final, through the final corner
Red,
there.
use DRS, go on Red, make it an interesting race, don't let Ralkio get past.
Ralkio goes through. What are we going to see anything from
Evan's going to get through,
Evan
is he going to get through?
Down the inside of the racing point he goes, doesn't send it on the Renault, but
Colin used everything you've got. Okay, you've got really nothing, so you can't really use anything, can you? Ooh, Colin's really struggling, isn't he? Traction.
But he's going to get DRS from the lapped car of Brent. That will be a massive help for the Red Bull, as Ralkio has not got any interest in even attacking into the S's right here. So Colin will hold on for another
7-second lead now.
He does, and the bigger the gap, the easier it's going to be when he eventually has to stop for his second stop of the race onto the medium tyre.
Well, right now, if he pit, he's going to drop. I think it was, and I don't know how big the. How long's the pit stop? I don't really know.
I usually rely on you for that.
Oh. I'm guessing it's going to be 20 seconds. I'm guessing for the pit stop.
Probably.
So if he pits down,
12, 13 laps behind. To the inside of Colin. Apologies to cut you off there, but into P2 goes the Renault, and Evan's going to go through as well. So just like last lap, as Ralkio does dip onto the dirt there.
Yeah, I think Evans kind of pushed Colin off there, from what I can see. But this is going to be interesting now, because Evan and Ralkio don't want to battle. They want to confirm their 1-2 finish in whatever order. They need to stay together, do what they've been doing. If not, Barnes going to keep on eating away at their lead and gaining, well, not eating away, gaining on the lead. Yeah. The lead is cutting down though. I think maybe Barnes back might have used his tyres a little bit.
Yeah, he's definitely approaching that second stop time.
Barnes back's got a lot of ERS, just want to say it there. He's done really well on that.
T Funky on 21 lap old softs is no longer ahead of Vicensky. Vicensky has gotten past, but it's less than a second between the two, so there will be DRS for T Funky as they come onto the pit straight. Vicensky has definitely been screwed over in the pit stop phase, hasn't he? He's dropped well down the order. He was up in the P3 fight with Kieran, who currently runs P6, but is a net P3 as he should be. But yeah, you are right. The gap slowly over the course of that lap came down by a couple of tenths between the lead, our net lead pair of Evan and Ralkio and Buttonsback, who are currently leading. Of course, that 6 seconds would be enough of a buffer for Buttonsback to win the race should it end right now.
I don't. It's going to be difficult though, isn't it, for Buttonsback? Really.
It's going to be very difficult, yeah. Still an opportunity for a quality result.
Gonzalez. But you never know though. VSC could do anything.
Yeah, you never know. As he's
in a similar situation, isn't he? Right now, to what's his face? Bando. Just without the penalties.
Yeah. And it is this little lead squabble that is still the most interesting part of the race. As we will continue to follow these two.
This is just a general boring track, isn't it? Right now,
it's not a great track we've discovered. Will you see it again in FPSL? Who knows? That's for Trench to decide.
Probably not. Let's tell you that now. It's one of them ones where I feel like I wanted to try something new. I used all the tracks we had used already. So I was like, should we just go around the same rotations again? Because do we try something new? We tried it. We might try.
Shocking end of the season, though. I'm not going to lie to you, Trench.
Yeah, we have got. It's just a general shit season, isn't it? Really,
It's
for
a
tracks.
shocking calendar.
It is really bad. The only thing is, positives next season. It's going to be a really good calendar.
Why did you take some of the races from this season out?
The only thing is, will we see another shorter track? We might do next season.
Britain short. It's the best one.
Yeah, Britain. As Connor and Morris. I don't know why I'm watching these guys, but these guys are going side by side into turn 1, into the final corner. As Connor's back into the points, I just want to say.
Well, he is competing somebody with Morris. Those mediums are old, but he's got a lot of ERS. I know he doesn't. He's not got that much, but he is going to fight back into turn 1. Morris Minor down the inside of Connor, who is looking to recover after his spin from, I think it might have been the lead that he spun, wasn't it? He spun from the lead early on, and he does retain that position. Morris Minor's attack down the inside ends up being futile. Yeah.
You think by now, it'd be the end of the race?
Yeah.
We're only halfway through.
Exactly. By 31 laps on a normal track, we'd be approaching the end, or if not, we would have already finished. But we've still got another 25 to go of this about 1 minute track.
As Relkio and Evan are battling, actually, we've missed this. Evan's into the lead, I think. No, he's not. Relkio defends.
It's very close.
Brent is really getting in the way of this, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's weird being a blue flagged car on this game. There's no actual physical requirements for you to get out of the way. Unless
you're not ghosted, then you have to get out of the way.
You know, if you're just a ghost, you don't actually have to get out of the way. As Rauco does go defensive, a little look to the outside. Has Evan? He's going to try and switch back a little bit of contact. Any damage there for the Alfa Romeo as he's currently trying to drive through the Ferrari.
If Brett was a leader here, he'll be absolutely flying.
Contact! And round goes TRT Rauco. Contact there. And, you know, I'll be honest, I know he doesn't have to get out of the way because he's ghosting, but even a ghosted car is extremely distracting. Brent should have gotten out of the way much, much earlier. Just lift off. You could have just lifted off, Brent. And these guys could have focused on driving without having a semi-transparent Ferrari in the way.
That is going to be controversial by the end of this race because that might have gifted Evan the win, hasn't it? On track here.
That being said, the contact still came between Evan and Rauco, so you know there is a fair excuse, I think, for whoever ends up potentially being at fault for that. That Brent was distracting, but either way,
we'll have to look at.
Yeah, it will be something. And Brent is still in front of Evan.
Problem is with this game, it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Now Evan
Brett is probably the same speed as these guys, but I think he's just got to use your common sense, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just got to let him go. Just let him crack on.
I'm surprised. To be fair, I'm surprised he hasn't retired. Realistically.
Yeah, Rauco has already gotten back past Red on the hards. He's been on those hards for 30 laps, so a nice long stint for the Racing Point. But Colin actually has been on the mediums.
Rauco is well and truly in that pit window, isn't he? Of Buttons back. Well and truly. Well, he's not in the pit window. He's not going to get. He's going to get overtaken, but he's going to be at risk of getting re-overtaken. As Barn Back does pit now. So 24 laps on the mediums he's going to go. Easily doable. Or not, 23? Yeah. Where's he going to come out though? Behind Vachensky? Yes, he is. In that gap. He's going to come in that nice little gap just behind Vachensky. So he's going to have to overtake Vachensky, Kieran, Colin, freaking Red, Rauco and Evan.
Colin, of course, and Red do have to stop again, so hopefully he'll be hoping he doesn't have to physically make that move. Vachensky will be going to the end. Tricky, I would expect to stop again as well, frankly. He's been on those tyres for a long time. If he wants to take him to the end, they will be verging on blowing up, essentially.
Tricky's going to go on the sauce, isn't he? So Tricky could be aiming for fastest lap by the end of this race.
But he will probably stop again. So realistically, I'd say Buttons back if he wants to get back to the lead. We'll have to overtake Vachensky and Kieran to get back into that podium scrap. Whether he's got the pace on those fresh tyres, we'll have to wait and see. He will be going to the end now, barring a disaster, of course. As Sankey dead with a full front wing now, coming up to the hard-running Williams. Down towards the final corner goes the Williams and the Mercedes. As Connor
whilst you're doing that, Tricky's just got past Colin, and Kieran is about to get past Red as well, I do believe.
I am going to continue on board with this scrap here. To the inside goes the Mercedes. There's no ERS for Connor to defend. Very late on the brakes, he goes virtually straight on, does Sankia Dead, and the Williams is going to go straight back through. So, well, he absolutely botched that Sankia Dead. It was quite a mistake to make. He has the pace. He definitely has the pace to be in front of this Williams. He's going to have to do it all again there. He had it done, and he's just thrown it down the bin, frankly.
I think if he pit sooner, he could have potentially got higher in the grid, couldn't he? Like, can you think you wouldn't have to worry about this?
Yeah, potentially not. No, you are right.
What do I know?
Yeah, what do you know?
Just been here since season 1.
Is Red going to come back at Kieran? No, he's going to keep his cars close to his chest, and he's going to stick behind the Alpha Tauri, which is probably smart. To be fair,
Red's going to want one stop. Go to the no. Hold on, is Red going to make the engine thing? No, surely
I
not.
don't know. I don't know when Elian stopped for his cars yesterday, but you know,
Elian stopped at the end to try and go fastest lap.
He did have to go stop at the end, didn't he? So we may have to see Red stop again then. To be fair,
it depends because Red's done a lot more battling. I feel like than Elian because Elian was a while back, wasn't he? As Stanky Dead and Connor are giving us some entertainment.
Elian was just a mobile chicane around that circuit. To be frank,
as Connor and Stanky Dead are given some great space to each other and great battling there, aren't they?
I am not watching it, so I'm going to look now.
There's Sanky Dead's got past Connor there again.
Yes, both of them running low on the ERS, but Connor's going to try and send it outside there. A little bit of a slide.
Himself wing damage.
He has. He's just hit the back of the Mercedes, I believe, and
that's totally his Connor fault there.
Yeah, for sure. A little bit too late on the brakes, but he is still trying to fight it. This is
he
the only
set
thing
the
with Connor, is that I feel like he doesn't quite pick his battles properly.
No, he can go on the softs now, I guess, and try
he can go on the softs, try and go to the end. He's good, is Connor. He's a good little, nippy little, feisty racer, but
he's a
little bit too
driver.
feisty for his own good sometimes, I'd say.
He's a quick drive. He reminds me of Pastor Maldonado.
Yes, he needs the discipline.
That actually might be a bit of a burn to Pastor Maldonado, I'm joking. No, he reminds me of someone like, I don't know, someone like that, like, you know what I mean, who's quick.
Wow, Buttons back is pushing Vachensky through the S's section. Apologies for that, as he slides through into P7.
You know what I mean? He's a guy who is quick, but doesn't sometimes use his brain. He races with his highlights. That's what he's like thinking. Highlight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting overtake done.
Agree. As Connor comes out very
Has he just got damage as soon as he comes out the pits? I think he might have just got damage as soon as he comes out the pits.
He's got a full frontal on the screen, but he was very close to the...
I think he gave Brett damage. He did give Brett damage. I think he had a pit went straight into Brett.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I think he has, because Brett somehow got damage. Obviously, he can't get damage from Vachensky.
Here's Tier T Raukio currently.
As Connor's just spun as of
oh, goodness me. Oh, Connor. Raukio is closing back in on Evan now. Considering the little contact they had, it was about a 4-second gap. It's now below 2. So a big push here from Raukio as we.
Connor is in the way of Kieran as well.
Phases of the race.
Raukio's got no ERS, and neither's Evan really. Can Button really come back as we've got a
retirement out of the race as he retires in the pits? He's had enough. In comes V Tricky for that pit stop we were expecting from the medium tyres. He's been on them for 26 laps. It will be soft. It should be at least.
Is he going to get in front of Colin though? That's the guy who he's trying to get out in front, and Sankey Dead. As he exits the pit lane. Is he going to get in front of him?
Oh, he's going to be well ahead of Connor.
Colin's on for a good result here. P8 potentially, isn't he? He is going to come out just in front of these guys, I do believe. He is.
Just ahead of Sankey Dead and Colin. I thought he said Connor, so I expected Connor and realised he's in the S's section. I was like, it's definitely not Connor. Again, Raukio again closing in. It's now 1.1 seconds. And next lap, I'd have to think a lock up into the final corner, but next lap, onto the pit straight, he'll have DRS. If he doesn't have it, on the back straight. He's already within DRS range, but he's running low on ERS. I can see the red light flashing from the back of the Renault. So using up a lot of ERS to close up to his rival here, evidently. And the smart thing would now be to take your time, calculate moves, save some ERS and go on the attack later on in the race.
As Button's back makes himself P4 now as Connor retires into the pits. I think difficult one, isn't it? Again,
it's a difficult one. Yeah, I understand the frustration for Connor here. To be fair, he's had a shocker of a race. Not all of it not his fault. Some of it his fault, not all of it, but
great first 8 laps, and then as soon as he spun, it went downhill, didn't it?
Yeah. But the lead is now.
Every mistake was from his own as well, though. That's the fun. That's the annoying thing, I think. As Button's back again, though, he's 4th now. How many seconds is he off the lead? 14 seconds. So
through the final corner come the leaders trench as straight to the inside goes Evan as he's trying to defend this position. The red light flashing on the back of the Renault. Is he going to go for the move? Closing right up behind as Evan goes defensive. To the outside goes the Renault. Oh, and they make contact. It is contact.
No damage though. No
Doesn't
damage.
look like there's any damage. Lucky to get away with that, I think, the Renault.
Yeah, lucky.
That looked like quite a bump.
That was realistic.
Yeah.
Puncher, potentially?
Possibly. Definitely a heavily damaged front wing.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Imagine that in real life.
It would,
in this game.
Realistic
Who's this pit?
Tricky with the sets the fastest lap
pit.
just there. Oh, interesting.
Bachenski's pit? Why is Bachenski pit? He's lost himself a P5 there, really, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's well, maybe he's just not.
As Red is, hold on, Red's pit and come up P5. So that is a great strategy call.
I'll tell you what, he's made me eat my words. I've been slugging off the hards all race.
Tricky is about to go down the inside. Makes the move happen. Well done, Tricky.
Great
Lovely move
there, but he's going to fight it back. He's going to cut the inside as they come up the hill. Around the outside. We've seen contact into this corner between the 2 race leaders earlier on. Lovely bit of space.
Bit of respect.
Great bit of racing from them two there.
Now Colin's involved in the battle now.
Colin, who also stopped very recently, is on the softs actually.
I'm actually very confused why Vigenski's pit now, because he is a while back.
I'm baffled. Oh, the race lead is about to change hands. As down the inside goes Ralco. We just get onto that. Oof. Very close. Evan around the outside holds it. Holds on to his lead.
Do you know what this is doing though? This is reeling in Buttons back again.
Buttons back and Kieran again. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. 12 seconds between Buttons back and the leaders now. Because I'm going to go back to the leaders actually. It's too close for Scrap to focus on anywhere else.
This is Colin potentially going to get a P5 6 here if he can get past Red.
Vichensky has put in the YouTube chat that he had a phone call from work, which is why he pulled into the pits, just so he could take a quick phone call.
Alpha Romeo must have called you up.
There he goes, down the inside goes TRT Raukia. Are we going to see Evan fight it again? He's more than alongside is the Renault as he cuts the corner. Evan
for both of them now.
Yeah, both of them picking up penalties there.
Interesting.
Around the outside goes Evan. Oh, another little bit of contact, a little bit of a squirm maybe. Or well, it was definitely a squirm, maybe contact for Raukia, but Evan
definitely
holds
contact.
on to the
lead. There's a bit
lead.
of a gap now, isn't there?
Right, he definitely had a squirm. I don't know if there was
contact. This is really closing these guys up now.
It is.
6 seconds Kieran's behind.
But a great
he needs to get within
race.
3 seconds to win the race. Don't forget.
Yeah. Colin
this
still
is interesting.
Up behind.
Come on, guys, keep on battling so we can make it more interesting.
Yeah, keep going, guys.
This is what we wanted. This is what we wanted from TDB and JT yesterday. But I needed it anyway.
JT, to be he fortunately for himself at least caught up to me.
Yeah, he got lucky yesterday, didn't he?
And very close as he pushes him to the inside does Evan. Rauka down the inside. Big lock up though. He's going to switch back underneath is Evan. Oh no, and Rauko's round as he touches the outside curb. That could be the win down the drain. And Evan will be incredibly pleased as Kieran now moves into P2. Now. Those mediums will be hot as well after a spin like that. So, wow, Rauko will be really disappointed with that.
As Tricky sets the fastest lap as Colin gets through to P6 now. Whilst I'm talking about it, my guy Colin.
He'll be happy to get through there. This would be good points for Colin considering where he started. I think he'll be really pleased with the result if he can finish here.
That's Rauko again.
Is he round again?
2. He's not.
He's got front wing damage. The front right, the end plate is gone and Buttons back.
Buttons back. Stick behind and get DRS.
His lips. Stick behind. Take the DRS because this man is going to stop potentially. Take the DRS. You'll either make the move or he'll stop. There's a big lop up from Raukio. already a little bit defensive, but he's going to pull into the pits as you'd expect.
He's
Gutting.
not happy.
Absolutely gutting as he speeds and retires.
As he's out.
That is pure frustration. I personally personally don't agree with the choice to retire there. And for,
points on the card still there. I would definitely not, because you could go softs, get the fastest lap and points.
As we go on board.
But anyway, this opens the race up again, though, for Kieran now. He needs to get a 2-second gap to Evan, because if Relkio potentially sends in incidents as well, you never know. Not going to say anything now, but some of them might have been Evan's fault.
Up a penalty.
So,
we're going to see a move to the inside from Red, because even though Colin's on the softs, he has no ERS left. The red light flashing on the Red Bull. Not sure on the ERS status of the Racing Point, but he hasn't got a red light flashing, so he's clearly got plenty.
Tricky is still in this battle as well. He's only 1.6 seconds in front of it, isn't he? So. I just want to say as well, T Funky and this meme guy, they have had poor races from both of them. Remember, Meme was in a great situation, spun, damage, now back in P9. So
yeah, disappointing.
And Vachensky at some stages pit again, and has he left the session?
He may have, because if work called for him, he may have.
No, he hasn't.
To go.
No, he hasn't.
Has he not?
No, he hasn't. No. I thought he was like ghosting, but he hasn't.
Yeah, currently the closest little scrap at the moment is the Racing Point and the Red Bull of Red and Colin. Colin in P5, Red in P6. Tyre differences, of course, would make Colin at this point in time the faster car, but Red doing a very good job sticking the DRS and maintain a competitive advantage toward the end of the race, maybe.
Seconds behind. This is going to heat up now, isn't it? Kieran's 4.4 seconds behind the leader. Kieran hasn't. I'm going to check quickly now. I don't believe Kieran's won a race.
I don't think
he's only finished on the podium once.
He's got a real opportunity.
Kieran's getting a nosebleed here.
Very, major odds for the AlphaTauri man.
He is loving life right now.
I tell you who I am giving props to. I don't know if he's still in the session. He's not, is he? Zach's not in the session. I was about to say I'm giving props to him for not retiring, but I'm going to subtract that comment I was about to make.
Yeah, he left ages ago.
Yeah, he left ages ago. Yeah, forget it, Zach. I'm disappointed.
To be fair, I give him credit, Div 2. It's been a more entertaining race than Div 1.
I certainly think so.
As Kieran Pitts! What's he doing?
Kieran, 25 lap
my
damage,
God.
maybe?
Maybe not making the end, that's the only thing I can think of. But it's going to give the win to
No. He definitely would have gone
Evans in a worse situation.
Kieran, mate, I'm baffled.
When you think about it, okay, so Kieran hasn't had no battles really. Evans has been battling Relkio the whole time. So Evans' tyres will be worse. Kieran is a gifted Kieran's down to 6th.
Really questionable pit stop choices from some of the Div 2 drivers here today.
Yeah, what's going on Div 2?
I do not understand this at all, as Red has just got past Colin again, so he's been saving that ERS behind in the DRS for a few laps, and he has just got the move done as we look back on Kieran's AlphaTauri.
So Kieran's got to get through now. Colin, Red,
is he going to go for it?
No,
he's going to tuck back in. As Kieran here, he's still got a shot at P3 if he can get through this traffic, but
potential podium.
Yeah. It's still the possibility is still there, and he is on those fresh softs, so he is definitely going to be going on the attack soon, and he'll want to be going on the attack soon.
Is he going to get past Kieran? He's not.
No, but I think both Colin and as we've
Sankey dead has little spin.
Sankey dead. Colin running low on ERS. I don't think he's going to be able to make the move. He's going to be vulnerable to the AlphaTauri behind him, as Red going defensive has actually meant that's helped Kieran here. Is he going to go to the outside? He is.
He's going to make both the moves.
What a move from Kieran. 2 cars on one straight and into the braking zone.
Still don't understand his move. Don't understand his... I don't know why he pit still.
Don't understand the pit stop, Kieran, but that was a cracking couple of moves there. So well done to you, mate. As we look back on the cars he's just passed.
It's just a bit confusing, isn't it, really?
It's a bit confusing, I don't get it. And now, Evan is pulling away, I'd say. I think the gap was smaller.
No, it was 9 seconds.
Was
Buttons
it? So it's come down then. So fair play to Buttons back. I'm going to continue with Kieran for now.
7 laps. 34 lap old tyres it's going to be. It's going to be a stretch, isn't it? Especially if he's battled the whole time.
Yeah. Those tyres are going to be... I think he should be able to go to the end, and I think he's got to commit to going to the end. He has to.
Yeah,
he
if
can't
Evan's
not.
going to pit now, he's got to pit now. If he's not, he's got to go on. Like, he's got to.
Yeah.
Because he's going to drop behind Kieran, behind Red, behind Colin. They're still battling Red and Colin, by the way, as well.
Buttons back, of course, does have 6 seconds of penalty, so there's quite a bit of work he has to do if he wants to win.
Maybe Tricky? Tricky needs to be rapid. Just 13-second gap, and Tricky's not really eating into it as he wants to. He's not really eating into it. I think he's doing nothing.
And Kieran
really.
is, of course, the faster man out of the two, although he is now running low on ERS. He's in that less than 15% ERS range, as we can see from the flashing red light on the back of the AlphaTauri. As Colin and Red are still, as you mentioned,
going at it.
Nose to tail.
Hammer and tong.
Yeah.
What other phrases we've got? I don't even know.
Nose to tail, hammer and tong. Fighting hand over fist. We can go through all of the battle phrases you like.
All the British
but it's still going. It's a battle for the ages. Kieran now and Tricky. There's been a mistake from Tricky because that gap has come down rapidly. So there's been a mistake somewhere.
Yeah.
To the inside goes the AlphaTauri. Is he going to make the move?
7 seconds behind as well. Just want to say now, Evan.
Yep, still coming down is that gap between first and second. As Kieran now back into P3.
Barnes back needs to get past and get a 3-second gap to win the race.
All of which is, I'd be very
It's a tall ask. It really is.
A massive ask.
You got to think about it. Even if he does a second a lap, he's still going to miss out. He's not even going to get overtaking him.
Kieran's going to get saved by the ghosting Vicensky here. He's going to get DRS to protect himself on the pit straight here. So Tricky, I don't think, is going to have an opportunity to pass the AlphaTauri into turn 1. And he's not. He's way too far back already. Colin, though, is already on the outside of the racing point as they're going to turn 1. Tries a little cut back to get a decent exit as they head towards this sooner than expected. If you're used to the longer track, the sooner than expected turn 3 or 4. I don't really care.
When I first did it, I was like, what? It's like Japan as well. Japan just doesn't make sense. It's the worst short track going.
Oh yeah, that one's rubbish. If you ever put Japan short in an FPSL calendar, I'm leaving.
America will be an interesting one, I think, because it doesn't make sense. It's like
also
triple.
A crap track.
Yeah, it's like a triple, chicane, isn't it? In the middle sector.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And it's just the first sector and last sector together. Then
once again, Red is going to be helped by the Alfa Romeo now, and so Colin's going to have to wait another lap to have another go.
5 seconds behind now. I'm waiting for an Evan puncher now.
You reckon? It's definitely on the cards. He's still got to take him some way, but I don't really know if it is on the cards. I think if you look at the strategy
on board, just want to say on board, his tyres front left looks bad. You can see the grain.
You can
visibly on the front left.
Sankey Dead picks up his first penalty of the race.
But it's the rears you want to worry about more on this track. Yeah, you can visibly see, but on both the rears, they're graining. If you look at the camera back on the onboard, definitely there's 2 bands on the inside of the tyres. So maybe? I don't know. I thought he got punched then. I thought oh my god.
A little bit wheel spinny there, wasn't it?
4.6 seconds now though.
I now have come to the conclusion with this Red and Colin scrap that Colin's softs are no longer able to put up a fight against those medium tyres. That is still close, but it's
an interesting battle.
I do think that Colin has been struggling on ERS for a few laps, and he's going to need to save it quickly if he wants to make a move towards the end of the race. Of course, we only have about 4 minutes left of racing here, of course, with around about 1 minute to sub 1 minute track. Let's go back on board with the leader. That gap now down to 4 seconds between the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo.
As they've finally finished the Div 1 results and standings. 3 laps after I started. 3 hours after I started.
Nice. Down towards the final corner, sorry, for the Red Bull and Racing Point of Colin and Red. It's a good exit for Red, and I again don't think Colin's going to have the opportunity. He still has no ARS, but neither does the Racing Point. So still nothing available for Colin, but P6 still for Colin would be fantastic because he's made up 12 positions this race, the biggest gainer of them all so far. Well, and he probably will be unless Red somehow gets up to P1. So yeah, it's been a good race for Colin. Actually, he's gone for it. I wasn't expecting that. He's found a bit of speed and a little bit of ERS, and he's gone for the move, but the cutback from Red, and it means that he's going to maintain that position.
Gap at the front. Barnes back can visibly see Evan now. I think what's helping Evan, he's catching lap cars.
Yeah, just as we saw with JT in the same car, actually, in the Alfa Romeo yesterday.
So he's getting a bit
definitely
of DRS,
isn't he?
2.9, it's really close between these two. I don't think, unless he gets puncher now or last lap, I think he's about to survive.
I think he's going to. I reckon he's going to be absolutely fine to the end there.
I think it's been a great drive so far.
It has been. Well, we haven't actually got long left. You know, you think we still have a lap and a half to go, but we haven't got long left at all. So, Vapor Trench, driver of the day.
I think I've got to give it to Red on the hards. Unexpected.
Yeah.
Red.
That's absolutely fair.
Mediums, hards, what, softs,
damage? He was on the hards. Originally. I don't know, he didn't start on them, but he went into the hards and did a much better job than I was actually giving him credit for during the stint. So fair play to the Racing Point man, as we do head on to the final lap for FRL Evan. It's now sub 2 seconds the gap between first and second, but you know this could even be Evan backing off because he knows he's got the penalties advantage and he just wants to make sure those tyres go to the end, no qualms. I'm gonna put forward Buttons back and Colin for driver of the day. I think Colin of course has been fantastic, and Buttons back, despite his penalties, has driven very, very well.
Is he going to make? He might even make the overtake as he gets another penalty, which really does do the salt in the wounds. So he's definitely not winning the race, I think.
Well, that makes it very close between potentially losing position to Kieran. Actually, he's only a second and a half over that threshold, but it is going to be Evan who's going to cross the line in P1, the full 25 points for the Alfa Romeo. Buttons back, of course, comes through for P2.
Still got a battle on our hands as well with Colin and Red. I don't think Colin's going to get the position, but it's a great little scrap, isn't it, going on?
It is a great little scrap as they come out the final corner, do the Racing Point and Red Bull. A great little scrap, Oh, he gets him on penalties. I hadn't noticed. I've forgotten about Red's penalty, but he does cross the line ahead, does Red, so there's bragging rights in terms of where he finished on track, but a great little scrap, an absolutely fantastic little scrap, and I really enjoyed that one. So well done to those two for the performance they put on there. You want to come up with another driver of the day, Trench?
Who did you say?
We've got currently Red, Colin and Buttons back. Should we give it to Evan, because he did win?
I think no.
He did have a great scrap with Raukio, and realistically it was Raukio's own undoing that lost him that win. It was nothing to do with Evan.
I think he had a great race, and I expected a puncher, so for that I'm going to say yes, we're going to give it to him. Nice,
and of course the Cody's driver of the day is of course Colin, who gained it will be 13 positions actually, won it, because he got that position on penalties there, so 13 positions gained for Colin coming the end of the race, and it is a great performance. As we now see Evan on the top step of the podium. Is that his first win?
Yes.
A first
his
FPSL
third
win
race.
for Evan then. And, we'll have to... Well, you'll have to follow FPSL on Twitter to see the championship standings for Div 2 in at least a day's time, probably. Because all the faster guys who were top of the standings have now moved up to Div 1, so it's a whole new ball game.
They're still on top of the standings. I haven't changed. They're not off the standings, so
just take them off. They don't count anymore. Just get rid of them.
I like keeping track.
What? See where they would have finished.
No, just to monitor their points.
Okay. Kieran actually got fastest lap, which I didn't notice. So that's 16 points for the Alpha Tower.
And obviously, Relkio still gets a point, even though he doesn't finish in the points because he got a point for pole position.
He did, of course, yeah. So at least he does get a point at least. So that's a positive.
So he can take a bit of
up, mate.
Hope, a bit of something back, can't he?
That has been FPSL Division 2. As I said, tune in on Twitter for the final standings once we've filtered through any incidents and penalties and such. It's at FPSL 2020, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, at FPSL 2020. Follow us on Twitter. And you'll be able to see the final standings for this Grand Prix. Otherwise, Vapor Trent, you got anything to say?
No, nothing.
The only question I have is, how do I stop broadcasting?
Well, you have to press the share button and then stop broadcasting.
All right, well, fair enough then. Thank you for joining us. Tune in next week, of course, for Brazil Division 2 next Wednesday. And we will see you next week. So thank you.